Well, greetings, viewers, voyeurs. You're with Got That Funk, and this is a video response to my friend Thoughtful Atheist in his recent video, You Can Judge a Book by Its Cover, which I will obviously link in the description box. Anyway, TA, it's really good to have you back making videos more often. I'm personally grateful that you decided to return to YouTube and mix it up a little bit. And watched your video with great interest. And, for those who didn't see it yet, basically, Thoughtful Atheist is mentioning some cliche phrases that sort of rub him up the wrong way and gives his reasons why. And for the most part, TA, I agree with your reasoning behind not liking all those phrases, except for the phrase, you can't judge a book by its cover. You seem to think that you can. And your reasoning, frankly, I just can't sign up for, mate. I mean, honestly, I know that it's going to sound incredibly patronizing, and I apologize for that. But you're absolutely right when you say that human interaction requires that we make judgments on people based on our first impressions. Absolutely right. But the phrase exists because very, very often those first impressions are wrong. Or more to the point, they are superficial. You cannot judge a book by its cover in the sense that you cannot tell whether the book has content of any quality by the fact that its cover has quality or lack of quality or funny pictures on it or whatever. For example, you said, TA, in your video that you can tell a book is crap, for example, if it says the Holy Bible on the front. Well, fair enough, but that's only because you already know what the Bible says in it. Just if you've never read a Bible, the fact that it says Holy Bible on it doesn't necessarily mean that what you're going to find inside is something that you're not going to like. And you also use the example of, if the cover of a book has, lots of fairies and unicorns on it, it's going to be crap inside. No, you fucking don't. I've got a book that has dragons and wizards on the cover. It's fucking fantastic. It's called The Silmarillion. And I've also got a copy of Lord of the Rings, which has wizards and hobbits and stuff on the front. So I don't think really that sort of fantasy type characters and non-realistic things really guarantees a bad story. In fact, I would argue that it could be very good because it's stepping outside of reality and relying purely on your imagination. But that's an actual book. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about actual people here and how the phrase is used. And my point basically is this. I think you've got it backwards. I think that 9 times out of 10, you can't judge a book by its cover, but there's that one time, once in a while, that you can. Certain things about a person you can assess from their appearance, of course. How they chose to dress on that particular day is definitely something that you can judge. You can also make a pretty educated guess about their level of personal hygiene. But what you can't make a guess about is how honest they are, whether or not they have a good sense of humor, whether they have any integrity, whether they're shallow or deep. You can't judge any of those things based on how someone looks. You can't judge an awful lot about a person based on the way that they look. For example, I know plenty of people hereabouts who have dreadlocks and look a bit rough, shall we say. Well, the stereotype of dreadlocked people is they're all pot smokers. And I know quite a few people with dreadlocks who've never smoked pot and never would smoke pot. They're vegans. They want to keep themselves clean and fresh and healthy and all that kind of crap. But they look a mess. And people would automatically assume they get searched all the time by the police for drugs. And they've just accepted it as part of the price they pay for their image. They're more magnanimous than I am as regards that, but that's another issue. I also know people who take a briefcase to work and wear suits every day to work, but have humongous rings in their penis. You would never know this. To look at them, they look perfectly straight and professional, people, but they have an awful lot of stuff going on under their clothes that you just would never be able to guess about. Now, if someone that you never saw the way they looked told you they had a huge ring in their penis, that's going to bring a certain number of images to your head about what they might look like. all of those images are going to be wrong. All of them. And it just blows my mind that I mean, in general, yeah, sure, you can tell some things about people, a few things about people based on the way they look. But I'm going to give you one more example. You've been watching my channel now for about 2 years, TA, and you must know that in the comment sections of my videos, very, very often, usually it's Americans, but not always, very often people take a look at me, and because I've got dangly earrings or whatever else, they decide that I must be a homosexual. And an awful lot of Americans look at me and think, oh, that guy's obviously gay. And here's the funny thing. I was watching a video by Vogter2100 last summer. And in the video, he was mentioning a confrontation he had with some Danish neo-Nazis. And he was describing them as, you know, they look like your typical neo-Nazis, bald-shaven heads, lots of piercings, lots of tattoos. And I mused to to Vogter in the comments section of his video that he sort of described me. And what I find incredibly hilarious about that is, you know, the same basic description of a neo-Nazi in Denmark apparently is a description of a homosexual in Chicago. Figure that out. You know, I'm neither gay nor Nazi, but I have had both of those things slung at me from time to time based on people's first impression, based on the way I look. You just can't tell. You can't tell anything about someone's personality based on the way they look. You can make educated guesses, but that's all they are. They're guesses, not knowledge. All right? Anyway, so that's my 2 cents worth, Thoughtful Atheist. I hope you liked this video and didn't mind being disagreed with. But if you did, that's okay, man. We can agree to disagree. Thanks, everybody, for watching this video. Until next time, may all your ups and downs be ups.